Hey guys, so I am back with another review for SPFBO 9, and this one is going to be for The Lady Jewel Diviner by Rosalie Oakes. I really enjoyed the opening scene to this. I didn't know what I was going to be getting. The cover gave me like Regency or Victorian vibes. I apologize, I'm not super well versed in that. I don't know what the difference is. I do know this is set in like the early 1800s, so that's the setting. So, this tiny, tiny vampire, about the size of Tinkerbell, is flying around trying to escape from this owl because she's about to be eaten. And so that's super endearing. I really like that opening. It caught me right away. So she flies into the main character's bedroom, Eleanor, and she is the Lady Jewel Diviner. And they start talking and introducing each other. So herein lies a couple first, like my first problems, my first bumps, if you will. So Eleanor doesn't believe in the Fae, doesn't believe in. She doesn't even know what a vampiri is. So that's technically they're called vampiri, not vampires here. And she just takes it all in stride. Like there's no shock. It's just like, oh, this tiny fairy vampire showed up in my window. That's fine. And she just has a regular, casual conversation. Now, maybe someone would react like that. I certainly would not. I mean, think about it. A tiny person flies through your window and you're like, hey, what's up? Like, I would have a lot more questions, like, what the fuck? But, so I ran with it. Fine, whatever. And so the vampire introduced herself as Zuth. That's her name. And she's been asleep for 80 years. And so she wants a 80-year summary of what's happened since she's been gone. So here's my second bump. It is a big info dump, and these just keep happening. So I can get over a few of them if they're like not at the very beginning of the story. So for me, I really need to sink my teeth into the characters and care about them before I can care about the world. I don't know if that's how a lot of people feel, but it's definitely the way I react to stories. I need to care about the people in it before I can care about the world around them. Um, Neat little tidbits are good to catch my attention, but like to give me info dumps just doesn't work. Like listing off all the different kinds of magic and how they can be used and that kind of thing. Um, it just doesn't resonate very well with me. However, I did find the content very interesting. And so like the way vampirism works in this world. It's voluntary from what I understand, or it can be. So Zuth is like, I can use sheep and cow and whatever, but yeah, human is what I prefer. But if you want to give me some of your blood, just be aware that you're creating a bond with me, and the more you do it, the stronger this bond will get. I just want you to be aware that you're volunteering for this and you have a chance to say no. And so that was just really endearing to me. I really enjoyed that. It's very different. I read a fuckload of books, man. Like, so when I hit something different that I haven't seen before, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I love it. I need it. So I kept going. And so, unfortunately, this did end up being a DNF around the 30% mark. There were just too many info dumps, and the way the world was being introduced to me didn't always make sense to me. So, being a jewel diviner means that you're able to find gems, okay? So, but this is not a world where that's super common. In fact, most people think it doesn't actually exist. Like, society has heard of jewel diviners and like myths and legend and things that don't really exist, right? Like our wizards. Um, so somebody comes up to her at a garden party, hears that she found an amethyst at some point, and was like, "Hey, I think you're a jewel diviner." I, to me, this feels like if I were to just go over to my neighbor's house who has like a really bitchin' garden, and I was like, "Yo, are you a woods witch?" Like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If this were a world where jewel diviners were a well-known thing, make total sense, right? Even if it wasn't common, as long as society acknowledges their existence, or even like conspiracy theories, like. But this doesn't sound like that kind of world. This sounds like out of the blue, this guy was just like, hey, you found an amethyst, and therefore you're a jewel diviner. And he's very confident about it, even when she tries to play stupid. So, like, he doesn't have any evidence. So it just didn't, that's where it lost me, honestly. I tried to keep going, but I just had a problem with my suspension of disbelief. and the info dumping. So, unfortunately, this was a cut for me. However, I do think that some people who are looking for a cute Regency story with Tinkerbell sized vampires could enjoy this, right? Like, it doesn't, you don't have to pick it apart as hard as I did. I don't think it's meant to be, but I just couldn't get over a couple different things. So it's very cute. It's very sweet. It's very different. So I think for people who want a different kind of Regency or Victorian, I'm not sure, vampire story, this could absolutely be for you. So I do hope that people pick it up if it sounds interesting to them. I do apologize. I don't like viewing cuts, just the reviews. The videos are even more awkward for me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope someone finds this interesting and picks it up if it sounds good to them, and have a great day.